So, a couple of days ago, before Saturday kicked off, I launched a video with my first ever with fight predictions for UFC 299. It looks like I did pretty damn well, and unfortunately, I'm not a gambling man. I could have, really won some money. Let's go through it real quick for the fights that I predicted or where I made predictions. We're going to start out with that Cuban Despaigne, the Giant, against Josh Parisian. I don't have much faith in Josh Parisian, and that worked out just fine because that guy clocked him something in the area of 20 seconds. And I saw something funny on X or Twitter where they said they should just fly that guy in to just like clock and smoke fat heavyweights everywhere and just like rid them from the roster. So I'm sure Josh Parisian is a nice guy, but I mean, you're at the highest possible level. You got to drop some of that body fat, buddy. And then we went with Michael Beheta against the Polish fighter Olin Jacek. If I'm not mistaken, I apologize if I'm getting anybody's name wrong. And I went with Beheta on that one. So that also went by very quickly. So I was 2 for 2 right there. Then I went with Ion Cutelaba against the Brazilian fighter Limbs. I don't remember his first name, and there's where, things started to fall apart. Cutelaba lost that one, so I was I was 2 for 3. Then we go up to Pedro Munoz against Kyler Phillips, and I lost that one again. I went with Munoz thinking that the veteran was going to be able to do something, and unfortunately, although it was very tough, and Pedro Munoz never stopped fighting. He couldn't get past it seemed like he could never get set, and Phillips set the pace the entire time, so I was wrong there. Then we had Gamrot versus Dos Anjos, and I thought Rafael Dos Anjos would show this Gamrot guy something, but it turned out not to be the case. And very much like the Munoz fight, there's nobody I love Rafael Dos Anjos. He's fought everyone at the highest level. I don't know if this moves his rankings. We'll find out tomorrow. I'm sure it will. Although, well, we'll see. Rafael Dos Anjos was number 6. Was number 13, I believe. Gamrot number 6. He loses, so he might be moving down. Hopefully not out of the top 15. I don't know that he'll make another title run. He's about to turn 40. But you'll love to see him fight. He's always game. So I got that one wrong. The Serminara fight versus Macy Barber. Great fight. I loved it. I got it right there with Barber. Good to go. Macy Barber makes everything ugly, as Rogan said, except herself, because she's a hottie. And then, what was the highlight of the night for me? Curtis Razor Blades versus Jaiton Almeida. For some reason, this Almeida guy just rubs me the wrong way, and I was glad to see him get smoked with some good old-fashioned hammer fists. Blades wins. That was, for me, the most satisfying fight of the night. I like Curtis Blades. I'd love to see Curtis Blades, move forward and, get a title run or get a title shot. Unfortunately, what happened, he's calling for that rematch with Aspinall. And I hope that Aspinall doesn't snub him, because that initial fight really could have been something. Unfortunately, Aspinall got injured very early in the first round. His knee gave out, and they had to stop the fight. And I hope we get to that again. This guy is definitely deserving of a title shot. And I'd love to see him, fight for the interim belt. And that will give Aspinall something to do, except belly aching about John Jones. Then we got into the main event. We got Petr Yan getting the victory against Song Yadong. I like Yadong very much, but I said that the veteran Yan was going to get out there and show us something, and he surely did. He won that one. God bless him. I hope he's back in the contention. People seem to have forgotten about him so quickly. because I think MMA fans just are short-term memory people, and you got a lot of 19 or 20-something Twitter bros, who just, don't have any experience with much of anything except, being on X and, making ridiculous comments. But this guy's a stud, Petr Yan, and he's had a run of bad luck. And I hope that part of his career is over with, and he can get back to the pay window with a winner's salary. Then we went with El Dorino. So I was good on Yan. Then I was good again with Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. And I went with Maddalena on this one, and it turned out to have been right. Unfortunately for Gilbert Burns, I don't know what this means for him. Title run doesn't seem like it. Della Maddalena is definitely in contention, though. I think he called out Shavkat. I would love to see that. That would be a great fight. I like this Della Maddalena guy. And so, yeah, I was good again. Then we went with the appearance of Michael Venom Page against Kevin Holland. I went with Holland on this one. I got it wrong. It looks like Page really showed him up. Holland's always game, but he just seemed to be outclassed here. He couldn't figure out Page's style. So that didn't work my way. Then another satisfying victory. Dustin the Diamond Poirier. I haven't always been the biggest Poirier fan. Depending on who he's fighting, I might root for the other guy, against Gaethje, against McGregor. I'm a McGregor forever fan. That's just the way I roll. But I was definitely in his corner against Benoit Saint-Denis. I have nothing against Saint-Denis. I mean, I'm sure he's a fine human being, but I was rooting for the Diamond on this one. Now at that age of 35, showing that he can still do it. He takes Saint-Denis out in the second round. I see people complaining, or Saint-Denis saying, he had an infection or maybe some sort of staph. I think you shouldn't do that sort of thing, and make that sort of excuse. I'm not saying it's not true. It looks like he does have staph. I saw some photos on X. But, just take the loss. This guy has a bright future ahead in MMA. He may have jumped a little soon on a guy like Poirier. But I said it weeks before that this was going to be Gaethje versus Fiziev. And I was right about that. And so good for me. Then I went to O'Malley versus Vera. And I said O'Malley was going to take it. I like Chito Vera. Have nothing against him. He seems like a good man. But I was going with the Sugar Show on this one. And it looks like he rocked him all 5 rounds. So I think one of them was 50-44. One of the judges' scorecards was 50-44 at the end. The knee that Vera took was he just got beat up. He got beat up, and he's game. I mean, his chin ought to be in the Hall of Fame. Definitely, he's got fighting spirit. But yeah, it didn't work out his way. So if I go from the spine. Parisian 1, 2, 3 all the way to Kudalaba, that's 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in the prelims, that's 7, and then 5, that's 12. So let's see, that's out of 12 fights where I made predictions. I turned on the pay-per-view during the Wood fight, but I didn't start making predictions until the Parisian fight, and I got that one right. I got Pereira right, that's 2. I got Barber, that's 3. Almeida, that's 4. Because I picked Blades. Yan, I got that. That's 5. Della Maddalena, that's 6. Poirier, that's 7. And O'Malley, that's 8 fights out of 12. I think from now on, at least for the pay-per-views, I don't know about the fight nights, I'm going to be doing a monthly prediction and then a post pay-per-view show. So 8 out of 12. How did you do? This is my video. Like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how your picks went. I will see you in the next video. And it looks like we'll be back this weekend with Fight Night. But until then, you take care, everybody, and have a great week. All right. Bye-bye, everyone.